Hey boys and girls, it is week 4, Thursday, April 9th, 2020, and we're getting ready to go over the Google Slides activity that you're going to do for today. In this activity, before we go over this in the present mode, I want to point out a couple of things that I want you to take note of. On this slide presentation, when you are going to change anything on the screen, you need to be in edit mode. So in this particular activity, you're going to start out by writing down the dividing by a decimal strategy. So you can either type the strategy here or you can drag and drop it. When you drag and drop anything in this mode, you're going to first click on it to put the box on it. Now before you drag it, you want to see that little crosshairs there, a little X. And then when you see that, that means you can pick it up and you can drag what you have boxed in over to another place. If that is not what you wanted, you can always do the undo and put it back. Alright, so you want to make sure that on slide number 1, you move this strategy, move the parts of the strategy over into these places. Alright, and then the actual work that you're going to do will not be until slide number 15. Alright, so when you get to slide 15, you're ready to solve some problems. Now in this slide, they're asking you to start by moving the decimal. So we have 56 divided by 8. The first thing was to make sure that there was a decimal point on each number. 0.8 or 8/10 had a decimal point. 56 did not, so the decimal point was added at the end and a 0 was annexed. Now you're ready to do the decimal dance. Now it asks you to move the decimals. Just drag them to the new location. So how do I move them? Well, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click until I see the box. Then I'm going to move around outside of that box until I get that little crosshairs, and that means I can pick it up and drag it over, and I can sort of see where I'm putting it and drop it there. And then I'm going to have to do the same thing to this. That's not working. Let me just undo and try it again. Click it there and move it over to where I want it and drop it. Alright, so then you are going to work out the division problem. Will 8 go into 5? No. Will 8 go into 56? Yes, it will. I know that 7 times 8 is 56. Alright, then I'm going to subtract it out, bring down my 0. 8 will go into 0 0 times. So I now know that I have an answer of 70. That asks me to type and check. So when I need to type it in here, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to put my answer of 70 in there. When I'm finished with that, I unclick and it says check it by dragging this to a different spot. So I'm going to take this, get the whole thing highlighted, wait till I see my little crosshairs, and then I'm going to pull it aside and see, yeah, I got the right answer. So this is what your screen should look like after you finish following all the steps to solve it. Alright, and you will have 3 of those screens to do. Okay, so with dividing by a decimal number, you're going to first begin with the strategy. You know that the first step is to make sure that both numbers have a decimal. After that, you are going to do the decimal dance. Once you do the decimal dance, you're going to have 2 new numbers. So you're going to write a new division problem. And lastly, you're going to do the division. Okay, so let's do this. Let's try this problem again. The decimal dance partners. Here we have the problem: divide 10 by 5/10. First, make sure that both numbers have a decimal. There is no decimal showing in the number 10. so 1 has to be put at the end and a 0 annexed. Now both numbers have a decimal point. Next, you're ready to do the decimal dance. You're going to shift each decimal point to the right, 1 place value position, to make the divisor a whole number. Now you're ready to divide 100 by 5. Write the new problem. 5 will go into 10 2 times, and then 0, 20. How about one last practice dance? Divide 21 by 7/10. First, make sure both numbers have a decimal. The decimal is put at the end of the 21 and a 0 annexed. Now you have a situation where you can move both decimal points to the right, which is called the decimal dance. Once you move those decimals, you now have the number 210 divided by 7. 0.7 decimal point is the same as 7. 210 divided by 7 is going to be 7 into 21 will go 3 times, a 3 right here. And then the 0 is going to come down. 7 into 0 makes it 30. And if you worked all that out on paper, you would get that answer too. Now that you know the steps, you're ready to solve some problems. So boys and girls, this is going to take you down to the last 3 slides, 15, 16, and 17, that you are going to follow each of these steps to get the complete answer. All right, I hope you enjoy doing this. Take your time and do your best. All right, have a good day.